Happy
Year,
New Year,
audience.
Tina. I can't believe it is 2022 already.
I know. I was very excited to put 2021 behind us, even though it turned out to be a good year. I'm glad that we are.
In some ways, it was a good year, but yes, I think that most of us are ready to bid adieu to 2021 and move on to bigger and better and brighter days.
Yes, I would agree with that 100%.
Oh my gosh, are you excited to talk about our 2022 vacation plans?
I am excited. We've been spending some time to our audience before we dive into this, planning out some great, fabulous topics for the next couple of months. That includes some special guests coming up.
Yes, we have a lot of special guests lined up, I feel like, in the first few months of the year. And I am so excited to have more people on our podcast.
I am. I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait till we announce everything. So I'm excited. So did you have a nice New Year's, a nice holiday?
I did. I had lots of family here. We had a really big crowd, and that's always fun on New Year's Eve. And we did fireworks, and most of us made it to midnight. Did you make it to midnight, Tina?
I did make it to midnight.
Really?
Yeah, so we have a tradition that every New Year's Eve we go to dinner with my father-in-law and his girlfriend. So we went out to a real lovely, nice dinner, early dinner. I'll call it the early bird. And it was really a lot of fun. We enjoyed ourselves. And then we came back. And of course, our daughter had much more exciting plans than my husband and I, because they went, she went with her friends and had a sleepover at a friend's house. And they had a good time. But I did make it to midnight.
That's awesome. Well, I am very happy to hear that.
Yes, me too.
All right, so let's get started.
All right,
we're going to jump right in. Hello and welcome to the Magical Traveling Moms podcast. My name is Colleen, and I am joined today by my lovely co-host, Tina. And as we just mentioned, today we're going to be talking all about our travel plans for 2022. But before we get started, we do always like to say a little something about the sponsors of our show, Mystical Dream Travel. Mystical Dream Travel is a full-service travel agency. They specialize in premium family vacations, such as Disney destinations, cruises, all-inclusive resorts in Mexico and the Caribbean, Hawaii, all kinds of amazing places that you could plan to go to in 2022. So if you are ready to start planning your 2022 vacations, we highly recommend reaching out to the fabulous agents at Mystical Dream Travel. And they will get you set up with everything that you need. And you can find them online at mysticaldreamtravel.com or look them up on social media. So I was surprised at how many trips I had when I started to write them down for already planned for 2022.
You know what? I was thinking the same thing. At first I'm like, I don't know if I have a lot of trips planned.
And you start writing it down and you're like, oh, wait, no, but I'm going to do that. Oh, wait, but there's that too. Yeah. I actually have one coming up really quickly. I don't know. When is your first trip? Is mine before yours? I think
yours is before mine.
Okay.
Only by, I think, 2 weeks.
Only by 2 weeks. Okay. So the first vacation I have planned is I am taking my kids on a 6-night Disney cruise.
Oh, so
I know, and that was one of their Christmas presents. I surprised them with it because they know we're going on another Disney cruise later in the year, but they knew about that one. But then, because I think when they opened the present, they were like, Disney cruise, yeah, we know we're going on a Disney cruise. I know. So hard being the children of travel agent.
I know. They have a rough life. They have it rough. They have it rough.
But then they realized, my oldest son looked at I printed off tickets, for them to surprise them. And he looked at the date and he was like, February 2nd? That's not the right, and I was like, yeah, it's a different one. So they are very excited. I hope not just because they get to miss school for a few days.
Well, that's always a benefit.
Yeah, but I'm excited because now I've been on a Disney cruise before, but not this ship. And this one is leaving from New Orleans.
Oh,
And
that'll be a different port.
yeah,
I haven't gone out of that port yet.
I have never gone to that port. I've only ever done Florida ports. So, so we have to fly to New Orleans. I wish we had more time to explore New Orleans. I'm not going to lie, but we don't. We kind of fly in pretty late the night before, and then I fly right back out when we get back. But yeah, so I'm excited to see this other ship and to check out. It doesn't go to Castaway Cay. But it does go to, which I thought was interesting, but it does go to Cozumel and to Turks, the Grand Turks. So so I think we're going to have a fun time, and I'll definitely have to talk about that when I get back.
Yes, I'm very jealous of Turks. I have not been yet, and that is on my travel bucket list.
Yes.
Have you been? Have you been
I have been to Grand Turk before on another cruise,
okay.
A different, like a Carnival cruise. I think we were on, and we had a stop there, and it was basically just like a beach day. So, which I think is probably what this will be like. There wasn't a ton of excursions. It's mostly all about like swimming with dolphins and stingrays and snorkeling. So.
Oh, fun.
And my kids are so funny. I was asking them what they wanted to do for excursions. And my oldest, Eli, he's like, well, I mean, we don't have to get off the ship, right? He's like, I'm okay just staying on the ship, and because they love, just hanging out in the pool and watching the movies. And
he has a valid point. I'm telling you, because everyone gets off the ship,
right?
And you pretty much have the ship and the pool and everything to yourself on the pool deck.
That's what he's thinking about. So I was like, okay. And I'm like, well, maybe we'll get off at least just to check it out. And then if there's nothing exciting, we'll go back on the ship. The ship itself is exciting. So.
Yes, absolutely. Well, that will be fun. They'll be excited.
And I booked myself brunch at Palo.
Ooh, I know how much you love that.
I have actually. So before I went to Remy for dinner, I haven't done the brunch on any of the restaurants on a Disney cruise. So I'm excited to check that out.
Well, I can't wait to hear it. So we'll definitely be chatting about that.
We will. So what is so you said you have a trip like a couple weeks after me.
Yeah. So we are currently scheduled to go to Universal. It is a personal family. It's a family trip to celebrate a family member's birthday. And I'm keeping our fingers crossed because we're really watching the airfare is really kind of ridiculous right now. So if you've been looking at airfare, but that is our plan, is to go to Universal for a weekend. So it's going to be like a Friday to Monday trip, and I'm looking forward to it. So I think we're going to be staying at the Hard Rock.
Ooh, I am jealous. I've always wanted to stay there.
I haven't stayed there yet. The last time we went to Universal, we stayed at Royal Pacific, which is a very nice resort. Yeah. I really like it a lot. But we went over to the Hard Rock, and my family was like, "Why didn't we?
Why are we here, Mom? Jeez."
I'm like, well, I don't know. I was trying to save some money.
I know, right? They're like, geez, way to drop the ball, Mom. But
yeah, exactly. See, that's what we said. Our family has a rough life having.
They have no idea. They just, they really don't have any idea.
No, they don't. So that is our next planned trip, our first trip for 2022.
I hope that you get to go, because that will be Mardi Gras will be going on.
It will be
at Universal. And have you ever been for Mardi Gras before?
I have not.
We did once, and it's really fun.
Okay, I'm excited.
It's really fun. Yeah, the parade and all the food, and you have to have beignets, and it's just all the people in costumes, and it's really, really fun. Mardi Gras at Universal. I like it.
I'm excited. My app, the Hopper app that you recommended. I downloaded it, and it's telling me not to purchase yet. The airfare is going to come down.
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed.
So yes. So that's our first trip on the list for 2020.
So I just realized that I skipped over something on my list.
Oh, what did you skip?
And my excitement to talk about my Disney cruise, I forgot to mention that next weekend I am going to Tennessee all by myself for like a little girls getaway for one of my friends' her 40th birthday. And so it's just going to be just girls. And some of these girls I haven't seen in a really long time. And so I'm really excited to go by myself and just do a fun girls trip.
Oh, that'll be fun. Where are you going in Tennessee?
So it's like Chattanooga, the Chattanooga area of Tennessee. Yeah. So I don't know what we have planned because I'm not planning the party or anything. I'm just invited, which is kind of nice. I'm usually the party planner. So I'm like, I just have to show up and enjoy myself. I like that plan.
That is a nice break. I hear it's a beautiful area there. So
it is.
Have you ever been?
I have. Yeah, my friend has lived there for several years, so we've gone to visit her a few times, and it is a really nice area. And I get to drive through the mountains to get there.
Oh, you're driving.
It's very pretty, and I get to go by myself, which is even nicer.
Oh, nice!
After the craziness of the holidays, I'm looking forward to the 5-hour drive of just me in the car.
I feel ya. Everybody went back to work and school yesterday. It was very peaceful.
Yes. Yeah. I'm like, oh, what will I do with myself? I don't know.
I know. You're like, I have this extra time. So, okay. So where's your next trip?
So the next thing, I don't have anything planned for March, so I might have to get on that. But for April vacation, we have a Royal Caribbean cruise booked.
Ooh.
And we actually booked this a long time ago.
Yeah, you're like the cruise queen this year. Like you're making a lot of time on the cruises.
It just happened to work out that way. So, but we actually booked this cruise with friends of ours in 2019. We booked early 2020. It was like before the pandemic. We booked cruise. But I'm really looking forward to it. It's a Symphony of the Seas, and we're moving out of Miami.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, and I haven't ever been on that ship before, and it's an Eastern Caribbean. So I think we're stopping in St. Martin and St. Thomas and Perfect Day. I finally get to go to Perfect Day.
Oh, you're gonna love it.
And
you're gonna love it.
Tina.
Oh, I know. I'm gonna be jealous.
I know. We booked the over the water bungalow on Perfect Day. I'm so excited.
I am so jealous. I'm so jealous.
Yeah, we did that. Like that was one of the first things we did after we booked it, because those things sell out quickly.
They do.
And it's not cheap, but if you're splitting it with another family, because you can fit 8 people. Like, or I think maybe it might even be more than that. I think maybe it's 10 is the max, but there's 3 of us. So we could do just one and we split it. So that makes it a little bit more manageable.
Yes.
But I can't wait. Like, I'm so excited.
You're going to be spoiled.
I know. I might, my kids, like, they have no idea.
I know. It's I know. Like we said earlier, they don't
living their best life.
Yeah.
So how about you?
So my next trip is not as exciting as yours, that's for sure. But it's not on the books yet, but I'm like you, don't have anything for March, and I've been tossing around throwing in a Disney trip, but we actually are probably going to go local to Hershey, PA. So
I love Hershey.
Yes, it is beautiful out there. And so I think we're going to put that in sometime either in the spring or early summer. So it's hard. We have a hard time traveling in the spring just because of school activities.
Right.
So unless I'm going by myself, which I'm not opposed to. But anything like family wise, it's tough to sort of travel in the spring for us. So I'm thinking like towards the end of the school year, we're going to hit up Hershey Park. So do something kind of in the state of Pennsylvania. It's not like, it's about a 4.5 hour drive for us. So it's not, it's not like you could just be there in 10 minutes or whatever. So
right. Oh, wow. I didn't realize it was that far from you.
Yes. Yes, it is. Yeah, it is a drive. So
Yeah, I love that.
It's probably a
area.
good thing because all the chocolate there. So.
I know, right? If it was easy to get to, you might go more often.
Yes, exactly.
My kids love to stop at the World of Chocolate.
Yes.
Because we drive by, we like drive through Hershey a lot on our way to Vermont and Maine and New England and all that. And so if we have time, we usually stop at the World of Hershey.
Do you do the tour, like the little ride tour?
Absolutely. We have to every time. And every time I'm like, we've done this before. And they're like, we don't care.
Oh, last time we did, we got stuck on it.
Oh no.
For quite a while. We were like in this one section for like 25 minutes.
Oh my gosh.
It was like playing over and over again.
And you were like, oh, it's like we're at Disney.
Yeah. Stuck on something.
You get a piece of chocolate at the end. I think that's the only reason my kids want to do it is because you get a piece of chocolate.
Oh, yeah. Of course.
I mean, why not, right?
Yeah, so you can make your own chocolate there too, which I've never done. So I think we're going to do that.
Oh, that would be fun.
Yeah, you can do a thing where you can make your own.
Where you make your own. Oh, I'll have to check that out next time. We haven't done that before.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then I spend all of my money in the store.
Oh, yeah, they have these like life-size.
There's everything. Anything Hershey that you can think of, candy, chocolate, whatever, it's there. It's crazy.
And it does taste different.
You know, it does. I agree with you.
It's really good. It's really fresh. I mean, it's good anyway, but it's like super fresh.
It definitely does taste different. I absolutely agree with you. So I feel like I have to plan some more because the more I think about it, I'm like, oh, well, in May, I don't have anything planned. Yeah, I don't have anything planned.
Yes.
Now
I feel like I traveled so much in 2021, and
I know. I think we probably will have trips. It's just I haven't booked anything yet. But
yes,
I know our friends really want to go camping with us. And so I was kind of thinking like right when school gets out and the end of May.
How do you camp in a tent?
I will not be camping in a tent. I mean, if they want to camp in a tent, they can, but I will not be camping.
I was going to say, Colleen, I would need pictures if you're
No, there's no me camping in a tent. No, absolutely not. I will be renting like a cabin probably. Now my son would love to rent an RV. We've talked about doing that. You can they have it's like Airbnb, but for RVs, and you can rent other people's RVs. So I know
that would be fun. Yeah.
He's always wanted to do that. So I know. So they've been talking to us about, and it's up in the Blue Ridge Mountains or the Smoky Mountains. One of those they're both close to us. So
nice.
You have to do that. But then the next trip I have planned is actually the one that I'm going on with you. I
know. That was not coordinated.
It wasn't coordinated. Exactly. But but yeah, the Disney Wish cruise.
I'm so this is the one trip for 2022 that I am really looking forward to. I cannot wait to get on the new ship and just do all the things.
Absolutely. Yeah, I am really, really excited. And I think maybe that's why I haven't booked a lot of other vacations yet, because I'm like, in the back of my mind, I'm like, oh, I need to save my money to do all of the things on the Wish.
Yes. Yes. And then I'm like, my daughter has already said, well, can we go early and go to Disney World for
So I'm like torn about that because it would be convenient because it's right there, but it's also August. I don't know if you've ever gone to Walt Disney World in August.
I have a few times.
But I do distinctly recall the last time I went to Disney in August, swearing I would never go again in August.
I have gone twice. I've said that both times that I will never go in August again. And somehow
it happens, right? Yeah, no. And so I'm torn because I'm like, I really don't want to go in August, even though it's right there.
Yeah, well, I'm thinking, my thought is if we do a pre-Walt Disney World for the Wish, I think we will. I don't know that we will do the parks. We might just
hang out
at the resorts. So
maybe I like that idea.
Yeah, maybe stay at yacht or beach because they have the most fabulous pool ever. So and I think maybe do something like that. So I don't know. I don't know if my family could not go to the parks.
Yeah, that would be
That's the
hard.
hard part.
I feel like for me to be there and not go to the parks, but I've always wanted to stay at Animal Kingdom Lodge.
My favorite.
And I feel like that's one where you really want to spend time at the resort because there's so much cool stuff to do at the resort. Make a trip out of that without ever going to a park.
Oh, absolutely. And when you stay there, that's my favorite. For those of if you've been listening to us for a while, you know that is like my personal favorite resort at Walt Disney World. And that you are right, and there is so much to do. But when you stay there, you don't even feel like you're in Walt Disney World.
Right. Well, you're so far removed and like kind of in this little, space where they have the animal preserve and the savannah and all of that. So you kind of feel remote.
It's beautiful and it's just so peaceful. And every time my daughter walks into that resort, she's like, I'm home.
Oh, I love that.
It is absolutely stunning.
Well, now you have my wheels turning that I'm like, oh, okay. Maybe. But see, my problem is that we don't necessarily have to fly to go on the cruise.
Oh yeah, where I do.
We could drive. And if we drive, then it doesn't really make as much sense to go to Disney because we're not going by Disney if we drive. So I don't know. I'm going to have to play around with that one way or the other. I do not have a Walt Disney World trip planned yet for 2022, but one way or the other, I'm sure I'll get there.
Yes. We tend to find our way there several times a year.
I mean, it just happens. Like that sometimes.
I know.
So how about the fall? Do you have anything planned in the fall, or did you have anything else in the summer?
I don't have anything in the summer just yet. I think we'll probably maybe do some local things. We've been tossing around the idea of doing a trip out west. And kind of like a road trip type thing.
Yes.
So I think that like Yellowstone, like going to Yellowstone, and so that's been in the works for quite a few years, but it always gets pushed back. So I don't know. We haven't talked about around things, so we'll have to see on the summer. But I don't have anything like September, October. I know we normally go in October as for the agency,
right?
But I do in December.
Oh,
I'm going to Disneyland. I am so excited.
Yay, finally.
Finally, it'll be my first trip out to Disneyland, and I'm super excited. So I'm going the first week of December. It is already on the books. And
that is so amazing. Yes. Now, is it your first time to California?
No.
Okay.
It is not my first time to California, but it is my first time to Disneyland.
And are you going to have a car?
I don't know. So, it's somewhat of it's a business trip.
Okay.
So, but my family has already asked
to come. You extend it so that they.
Yeah, I think on the front end, they're going to come, and then so we may do a rental car and do some like traditional. I've never been to the LA area in California. Okay,
yeah.
So I was going to say Santa Barbara.
When we went to Disneyland, one of the things we did on like our off day, again, we had a rental car, was we drove up the highway that goes up the coast. And I don't know if it's like A1 or Highway 1. I don't know. Yeah. The one that goes right up the coast and you hit like all of the famous beaches. On your way up, to LA.
So I think we may do that one day, being out there, but we have like another trip already planned in 2023.
I know, right?
Yeah, so I mean, we have trips planned so far out. So we actually
trips.
Yeah, so for that trip is actually going to be a little bit longer. So I think we may save that for then. When we go out.
Well, you have to do it at some point. You have to do it. Because it's really beautiful and it's just neat. And then you'll also, if you're like me, you'll drive through these like really quaint, picturesque beach towns, and you'll start looking at realtor.com and realize that nobody in their right mind can afford to live there.
Yeah, you wonder how they are doing it. So
but it's beautiful. It is a beautiful area. So I don't have anything planned in like set in stone for the fall yet, but October is when our wedding anniversary is. And for the this past year, we actually didn't go anywhere, but the 2 years before that, we did go somewhere for our anniversary. So I'd like to try, that's like on my to-do list, is to figure out something for us to do. And I kind of want to go to Sandals. I'm toying around with going to a Sandals resort.
Ooh, that'd be nice.
I kind of want to go to the Sandals Royal Bahamian.
Yeah, they just redid all that.
I know, they just totally redid it, and I'm very curious, and I haven't been. I mean, I've been to Nassau like on a cruise ship, but like other than that, I've never really been to the Bahamas. So I think it would be cool to like go check it out.
I think so. I think it would be fun. I also think that we need like a girls trip in the agency.
Like, oh my gosh,
we gotta figure that out.
I know. I just mentioned that to a couple of the other ladies that we went on that Disney trip last April together, and I was like, oh, when are we gonna plan another trip? Because that was so fun to do.
Yeah, like just a nice weekend getaway.
Yes, exactly. And then other than that, we are talking about possibly the week between Christmas and New Year's, maybe going to Las Vegas.
Oh, that'd be fun. And you'll take the kids?
Well, yeah. So it's actually my oldest son's idea. Like, he was the one that came to me and was like,
oh, interesting.
Really want to go to Vegas. Well, so there's this place called Area 52. I don't know. It's Omega Mart. I don't know. It's something like some really crazy. It looks like a grocery store, like a convenience store.
Okay.
I think it's called Omega Mart. But when you go in, it's actually like this crazy maze sort of escape room thing, and you like find all these secret passages, and they like lead you to other rooms. And so I think he's watched a few YouTube videos about this Omega Mart. It looks really cool. And so he really, really wants to see that. And there's a bunch of really interesting, fun things in Vegas that have nothing to do with gambling and whatnot. But we were talking about maybe doing go to Vegas and then also rent a car and drive to the Grand Canyon.
A lot of people do that. My father-in-law did that, and they
because it's not too far to go from Vegas. And in my research, my minimal research that I've done so far, apparently December is a very nice time to go because it's not crowded, because a lot of people don't go in December. And so it's not very crowded. The rates are really low for like lodging, and it's very peaceful, and the temperatures are like mild. So that's what we're thinking, except this is the trouble with being like addicted to travel and like always looking at vacation stuff. I have a couple of people who went to Walt Disney World for New Year's, and it looked so amazing.
Yes.
Now I'm like, maybe I want to go to Walt Disney World for New Year's. Like, I would never have ever thought it. Like, I've always thought of Christmas and New Year's. Like, I wouldn't want to go during Christmas and that week, right? Because it's supposed to be crazy. But all of this stuff I've been seeing about what New Year's Eve is like.
Yes. So I have clients. Yes.
Oh, that looks really fun. Like, I think.
Yes. I have a client that's actually coming back today, and they spent New Year's Eve at Epcot, but they also, the day before, they were at the Magic Kingdom, and the Magic Kingdom did the New Year's Eve show. And
like the day before they did?
Yes. They sent me videos of the Magic Kingdom one, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it looks amazing.
It looked so fun. Like, she said, my client that went to Epcot on New Year's Eve, she said it was the most amazing time ever. Like, it was so fantastic.
I'm actually trying to convince my family for that week to go on a cruise.
Oh,
for like a Disney cruise, maybe for New Year's Eve.
Yeah,
I just think it would just be so much fun. So I've been trying to convince them to do that. So we'll see. So that
would be really fun.
Yeah, we also have one trip I did forget in the summer. We Hopefully she doesn't listen. But my daughter's has a big milestone for her birthday this summer, and I think we are going to go to New York City to celebrate.
Fun.
Yes. I know. See, we could just sit here and we could start talking about all this stuff. Well, now I think I'm going to go here, and I'm going to.
I know. It just all kinds of start coming out. Like, oh wait, but I do want to go to Walt Disney World, and oh yeah, I want to do a girls' trip, and
yes.
I know it doesn't take long to fill the year with travel.
It does. It absolutely does not. It's very easy to do.
I know, right? It is. But yeah, so there you go. I think we're off to a good start, Tina.
I think we are. And of course, a lot of this will be covered right here on the Traveling Moms podcast.
Yes. Yeah, but we'll have a lot to talk about.
There's definitely some stuff coming up on the wish.
Oh my gosh. I cannot wait. That's definitely the highlight of our year, I think, is going to be the wish.
I think so too. I'm looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to that one.
Oh, well, our listeners, we would love to hear what you have planned for 2022, what kind of travel you want to do, and or what your dream travel is for 2022. Let us know in the comments where you're planning on going. And we can't wait to share all of our travels with you guys. So until next time, we hope all of your travels are magical.